Hello YouTubers, I want to welcome you to another edition of Bargain Bin Gear. And today we're going to look at a pedal that I don't use very often, quite frankly. But I've been kind of experimenting with it and I find it very interesting. And it's called the Joyo Green Legend. And it's a, basically a little tiny green pedal, miniature green pedal. Here it is right here. Has a protective sheath, right, which protects 3 little knobs for your settings and things. And basically what this is kind of like a little tube screamer, the equivalent of a tube screamer. So it doesn't give you incredibly, metal distortion at all. It's almost like a little overdrive. Alright, now here is the pedal, right? And remember, it's called the Green Legend, right? Very similar to a tube screamer, wouldn't you say? In any case, you've got 3 knobs here that can be protected, right? So that when you hit this foot switch to turn it on and off, your foot's not hitting any of the tone knobs to change your settings. Pretty good idea. Now the 3 knobs are, first you have a volume control, how loud it is, gain control, how much distortion you're adding, and then this one is just a tone control. Whether you want it with more bass and less treble and that kind of thing. Basically it controls the tone, basically the bass and treble. I found that, for the price of these, that's very worthwhile. But also the tone, I think, is very, very good. Now, it depends what you're using it for, of course. We can take a listen to it over here. Alright, now here's the guitar without any effects. We'll play. The neck pickup. Now we're going to turn the effect on, and it's got 3 knobs. We're going to have them all at noon, so this is your kind of default sound, if you like. And we get this kind of thing. This is on the neck pickup. Bridge pickup. Here we're going to turn up the gain here. Yeah, big sound there. kind of just add some reverb after it. We can turn that real low so that you get a tiny hint of it. Found another interesting use for this, which is, and that's doing swells, right? This is kind of... So, for example, if I had just a little loop thing here, maybe swells there. Doing that with the real volume knob on the guitar. And I mean, you can add any kind of effects you want to that, you know. Here I've got, let's try 2 delays or reverb after the little pedal. So same thing, we can do a loop here, just clean guitar. To do the swell without the pedal, so you can barely hear that, whereas with the pedal almost acting like a boost. Alright, here are my overall thoughts on the pedal. As a little overdrive, a little tube screamer type thing for solos and things, I think it's really, really nice. I think the sound quality is really, really good. Never quite going into the distortion, sound, but it sticks to the overdrive, Now, with that being said, what I discovered is that it also works really, really well as kind of a boost pedal, right? Turning up the volume there. And in fact, because of this, one use that would be really nice would be for doing swells. Instead of using a compressor, you could just boost the volume here, and when you do a swell, kick this pedal on, it's going to boost that volume, which you really need for it to sustain over a long period of time. Okay? Now, on this little demo, didn't quite have the right guitar for it, because I usually use just the volume knob and control it with my pinky to do swells and things. On this guitar, it's quite difficult. It's just not the right guitar for it, because the tone knob is in an awkward place, to reach it, first of all. So there are other guitars that would work better for it, but it gives you an idea anyway. And that's kind of one of the secrets of doing volume swells, is that you can use definitely this kind of a boost pedal, or kind of a tube overdrive here, like a little tube screamer, basically, to give you those kind of volume swells. And that's where the pickup configuration of your guitar comes into play and those kinds of things. Other than that, I don't really go too much for that overdrive sound to begin with, but I think for what this pedal represents and what it does, I think it does it very, very well, and does it very inexpensively, and it's tiny. So pretty handy pedal to have. Certainly works great when you add, of course, any kind of delay or reverb after the pedal, if you're going for that kind of sound, or especially in doing swells, because it extends the sustain and those kinds of things. Yeah, not much to say that's bad about this pedal, really, I will say that overdrive, compared to overdriving an amp, it's not exactly the same, but it does give you that kind of overdrive sound, if you like. If I were to use this pedal, I would definitely use it for the swells, because that's a really nice thing to be able to boost the signal and increase the sustain at the same time, just for those swells, and remember, when we turned off the pedal and I did a couple of swells, you couldn't even hear it. So what's the point of that? The other thing is, if you're doing the kind of blues rock thing, this, it would be a really good pedal to own. Very similar, obviously, to a tube screamer. Though I think the quality is really great, once again, and if you don't max it out, you don't get any additional hiss and things, and even when you do max it out, the hiss is kind of to be expected, and it's not overdone, yeah, I think for the price especially, I highly recommend it, if you run across one of these, I definitely would say, definitely worth trying out, I think this pedal is the one that probably needs the most tweaking, depending on what you're trying to do with it, compared to, other pedals like a delay or a reverb and things. As it is, if you just run it with the default sounds, you get your typical kind of a tube screamer overdrive sound. Alright, I wanted to show you that one. So, if you run across one, it's worth taking a look at it and maybe try it out, see what you think. Alright, very good. See you next time. Okay, bye.